Motherfuckers do be loving a French fry. A breakfast type moment. Breakfast / lunch type moment. I tried to have yogurt, but the strawberries were bad. So now we're having franc free. Hi folks, welcome to the stream. We got past Bethany, in the calculator at least. Obviously, all of these fights, you know, no plan survives first contact with the enemy, except admittedly for run and bun. Actually, plans typically tend to survive first contact with the enemy. We're pretty good at them plans. But we cleared Bethany. We cleared the girl after Bethany. Which means we have the final gauntlet. And then there's a single double battle after that, and then it's Juan time. And Juan, honestly, to my understanding, one of the easier gym leaders. He's a double battle, which is inherently exploitable. He's got some demons, but also he has Glastrier. Just Glastrier. So who knows? That being said, this back-to-back is Demon. She is not fun. Mostly just because it has a really, really aggressive lead and a shadow tag Pokemon and a bunch of hazard setters in the first fight. I haven't even looked at the second fight much yet. So, let me get the calculator open and we'll start looking. You know, it's funny, there's 2 gauntlets in Juan's gym, and only one of them actually lets you heal in between. And it's the significantly easier gauntlet. And I'm a little upset about that. So, we've got Lady Brianna right here. And the main issue is this little stinker right here, Kabutops. Focus Sash and Weak Armor makes it functionally impossible to kill. Before it can set up Stealth Rocks. God forbid it clicks Metal Sound. God forbid it decides actually it wants to hit you. Because again, there's always like a 2% chance that a hazard setter hits you instead. And we've yet to experience that. But that means that like it can still happen eventually. And when it does, it's not going to feel good. Right. Now, we have some options to get around this. The simplest one at present is Life Orb or Shifu. But it's complicated. Because Life Orb or Shifu baits in a Selgor for what is functionally a like pseudo-random move. And ideally our Urshifu wants a Choice Scarf for later in the gauntlet. And I simply don't think we can give it that. Because I think if we give Urshifu a Choice Scarf, it just dies. Because at +1 speed, it is faster than a Selgor. Which means we threaten it with a kill, and thus the Selgor would not want to come in on our Urshifu. Oh, you know? Yeah, no, it'd still be Gothitelle, but I did just realize Togedemaru does have Sturdy, so we can, in theory, get around that. Togepi here's a little complicated. Can be a real demon, but I think if we do bring Urshifu, we actually have a pretty good tool for it. Mystic Water Surging Strikes gets around Sturdy, Salic Berry. Sturdy means that you can't one-hit KO it. Endeavor brings you down to 1 HP. Salic Berry bumps its speed. Flail does more damage the lower HP it has. Just a real messy bitch this other Maisie is. Like, from what I've gathered, the second team isn't that bad. It's mostly this first one that's just a lot of bullshit. Because, like, we've got plenty of guys who can kill this here Kabutops. But it's not that simple, you know? Do we let it set up stealth rocks? Can we let it set up stealth rocks? It's not even guaranteed that it will set up stealth rocks. We can get it to Stone Edge into Urshifu. But Stone Edge isn't guaranteed to hit. Do we just deal with the fiction of potentially having to deal with spikes? It's possible. This would be a lot easier if we had a Pokemon that showed it a slow kill with Liquidation, but we don't. Quick Waterfalls and Headbutt Dragon Dance. This guy's weird. This guy's a weird guy. Not too hard to kill, but a little annoying. I do think it's really funny to give a Pokemon Oblivious in the game that provides you 0 stat boosting items, though. I'm almost done with my french fries, and once I finish those, we're going to start this in earnest. My mouse click in hand is the one I eat with, and I don't want it to be covered in oil as I'm grabbing my mouse. It just seems kind of unpleasant, if I'm being honest. How y'all doing, chat? How's your Sunday going? I had a pretty do-nothing Saturday yesterday after stream. I hopped off this computer, and I napped for like 2 hours. Your girl needs fucking ADHD medicine. Bad. It was like, I get out, I'm a little sleepy, and then I hit the bed. And it's like, nothing is motivating or as rewarding as just the continued slight bliss of being like, honk chew. Even if honk chewing makes you miserable past a certain point. Because, like, if I take a nap and it goes on for too long, I am upset afterwards. I get disoriented. I get uncomfortable. I feel like I wasted the day. It's a whole thing. I feel like I got to improve the feng shui of our downstairs. I think I'm starting to realize it feels a little too dark and cluttered down there, and it makes me not want to exist in that space. You ever just like, do you have a room in your house that just leaves you feeling like really uninspired? Like, I don't like going in here because it makes me feel bleh. And it's like, that's currently our living room right now, I think. Really struggling from having no ceiling lights anywhere except for the kitchen. It's hard to light a wide open space with just lamps. Fun fact about my stream room, no ceiling light. I just got my little lamp up there, and I got my little new back lamp back there. And that's it. That's it, baby. I'm so almost done eating french fries, chat, I promise. So I did see one pretty interesting idea, which was if we're willing to accept the existence of stealth rocks, open with, say, Hisuian Electrode. Hisuian Electrode baits Stone Edge, and that's fine. And essentially, Volt switching into Urshifu. So, like, open with Urshifu, or whatever Pokemon you want to have be the thing that leads during the first fight. But ideally something that, if it baits a move from Kabutops, it's Liquidation. And then Volt Switch to Urshifu, reason being that Volt Switch doesn't break weak armor. so it doesn't... Sorry, words are hard. Lit. It doesn't proc weak armor, so it doesn't get the speed boost. So Urshifu coming in after a little bit of chip, when I say a little bit of chip, it's 50% of its max HP. After doing some damage with Volt Switch, it's not faster than us and we're able to kill. Now, honestly, I kind of don't hate this idea. I guess the one thing is just that whatever Pokemon we choose to lead with needs to also, like, if it baits a kill from Kabutops, it has to be Liquidation. Urshifu can take either move, but Hisuian Electrode can only take Liquidation. Stone Edge Crit could absolutely kill it. And, like, even if Electrode Hisui takes Liquidation and then baits Liquidation afterwards, that's fine. Because no matter what, Urshifu doesn't care about the defense drop. Both moves do similar amounts of damage. Because the goal is that after we KO this guy, we're baiting in a Selgor to see a kill on us with Energy Ball. Now, I think we need Life Orb, right? Well, so, you know, actually, now I am kind of wondering about something. Because an Urshifu with Life Orb. Opening is... Okay, with Choice Band. Opening as our first guy shows a fast kill to Gothitelle with Surging Strike, so she doesn't come in. A Selgor doesn't see a kill on us, but we show a kill to it. What I'm now realizing... Togedemaru doesn't think we can kill it. I think we can get Togedemaru in for free and then get a Selgor in. Because a Selgor only comes in if it sees a kill on us. So this is interesting, right? Because... Yeah, it's sturdy, not static. I thought I saw static for a second. Because let me check Switch and AI. Faster than the players and one hit KOs it. Slower than the players, but one hit KOs it and is not one hit KO'd. Faster than the players and deals more damage than it takes. That is not true in the case of a Selgor. Slower than the players and deals more damage than it takes. Also not true. So, okay, I think it's still a Selgor, right? I'm actually not 100% certain. It's been a while since I found a situation that's kind of left me unconfident in my Switch AI knowledge. Because, like, Urshifu beats Togedemaru handily. But for that to happen, we need to make sure that we come in on Iron Tail, or fuck, Endeavor or Flail, honestly. Because, yeah, faster than the players and deals more damage than it takes. Slower than the player and deals more damage than it takes. Well, it takes a lot of damage. I think it would need to see a kill on us, right? AI is faster than the players, default, slower than the players, and is OHKO'd. Because you're faster than me, but you don't deal more damage than you take. Okay, I think it would still be a Selgoran, actually. Which is a little unfortunate, because that would have been funny. So I guess first things first, who do we want to be our lead? Because I'm wondering about Arcanine here. Nice. Okay. Arcanine has this really cool thing where it can be faster than every Pokemon on their team. Air Slash, Starred Power, ooh, Weakness Policy. But honestly, even proccing Weakness Policy kind of doesn't matter, right? Like, Boo-hoo, +2 special attack, then I outspeed and kill you. Like, you're going for Air Slash turn 1 anyways. Yeah, I take like 51%. That'd be Electivire in for Focus Blast. So what I'm thinking is... I think Choice Scarf Arcanine is actually a really good lead. The idea being, so, Choice Scarf, clicking Rock Slide. Because versus Cryogonal here, Choice Scarf lets it outspeed and one-hit KO with Rock Slide. So I'm accounting for the second fight right now. So at this point, Sigilif sees that like we fast kill it with Head Smash. Electivire sees that we fast kill it with Head Smash. Hold on, do any of these guys have Focus Sashes? No, okay, nice. Ooh, hold on, Beartic in Hail. Is still slower than us, nice. Okay, yeah. So, Sigilif sees that we fast kill it, Electivire sees that we fast kill it, Walrein sees that we fast kill it, and Beartic sees that we fast kill it, even if we're choice locked into Rock Slide. Though, honestly, we could also just choice lock ourselves into Flare Blitz. It kind of doesn't matter. No, we're not going to be able to get anyone else in to kill with Rock Slide after that. Now, yeah. Weather Ball, Magnet Rise... Hail Weather Ball isn't going to do much to Arcanine. Yes, I think it would always be in for Focus Blast. Okay. But yeah, so by doing this, Rock Slide can KO Cryogonal, and because we show a fast kill to everything, she plays down the line, which brings in Sigilif. I think actually, yeah, we would click Flare Blitz. Because we still 2-hit KO with Flare Blitz, so we just don't proc Weakness Policy. Magic Guard. That just prevents, like, being statused and stuff, right? Or stops you from taking damage from Hail and Burn and stuff like that. This Pokemon can only be damaged by direct attacks. Kerosene Substitute on use, Belly Drum, Pain Split, Struggle Recoil, yada yada, cool. So the nice thing about Arcanine, it's not guaranteed with Kabutops, but if we can figure out a version of that line that's fine existing around Stealth Rocks, it is good for swapping in. Hey, Jax, I think we found a really interesting lead option for our gauntlet fight. I don't know if you saw, but we figured out Bethany. Thank you so much for your recommendations with regards to Latios and Armaldo. That was exactly what we needed to be able to set ourselves up for a winnable line. It does risk us needing to sacrifice our Flygon if things go really, really bad. But that shouldn't happen. Because with Overquill, we get to flip turn out into Electrode, who, because our Electrode is so weak. What's the endgame after Overquill flip KO? Let me show you. Can take 2 seconds to do something for fun. So, this line was Barraskewda, Latios, Armaldo, back to Barraskewda, back to Armaldo, back to Barraskewda, into Electrode, into Urshifu, into Flygon. Wherever Flygon is. So, we open with Politoed. We are Choice Band Barraskewda. It says level 89. We're going to be level 91. We do the thing where we flip turn off of Politoed. Politoed is forced out. We don't actually flip. In comes Seismitoad. It goes for either Earth Power or Power Whip. We flip off of it for 50%. Bring in Latios. If we get hit by Earth Power, Flygon, I think guaranteed lives. And if we get hit by Power Whip, it's like, as long as it doesn't crit. Latios comes in, doesn't actually have Dragon Fang, has Choice Scarf and maxed speed. We kill with, I think we could even do it with just like Dragon Pulse, but Dragon Pulse, Draco Meteor, whatever. Baits in Overquill. We do the thing, go to Armaldo, back to Skewda, back to Armaldo, back to Skewda. Skewda with Choice Band, flip turn into Liquidation kills. We flip turn into flip turn kills. So we double flip, and once we KO Overquill, we are going to bring in our Hisuian Electrode. I think at level 86. So The main thing is at full HP, Politoed doesn't see kill, Copperajah doesn't see kill, Electrode doesn't see kill, Feraligatr sees a kill with always with Ice Punch, and it doesn't see that we kill it because our attack stat is Dog Water. Feraligatr comes in against Electrode with Magnet. Gator 4. Volt switches off of Feraligatr baiting Ice Punch because of sheer force. We don't need to worry about freeze. So we take that Ice Punch into Wet Shifu, and with Black Belt, close combat does like 70%. We KO after the Volt switch damage. That is going to bring in Hisuian Electrode for a fast kill with Thunder or Energy Ball, a free swap into Flygon, who is going to be level 89, because if we take Thunder, we take no damage. If we take Energy Ball, we always live. But either way, we always show a KO to Hidden Power Ice, so it never clicks Explosion. So it attacks us with Energy Ball or HP Ice after Flygon hits the field, depending. We swap back into Latios. Electrode Hisui takes 1/10 of its max HP to Life Orb, setting up non-Dragon Fang boosted. Setting up Draco Meteor to sink the KO. Now, assuming that Latios didn't take like crit Hidden Power Ice plus Power Whip, we should bait in Copperajah next for Iron Head. But if we happen to take too much damage, there is a chance Politoed comes back in first. This doesn't lose us the fight, but it does mean that if Politoed comes in and sees a potential kill with Psychic, or doesn't see enough of a kill with Hydro Pump to prevent Hypnosis, we can't swap into Urshifu. We have to swap to Flygon to sack. Theoretically, there's a chance we swap to Flygon who gets Hypnosis and then baits Hydro Pump into Urshifu. That is possible, but that would still be unfortunate, you know? But ideally, Copperajah should come in against Latios, see its highest damaging move is Iron Head, or go for Stealth Rocks. Either way, we can swap into Urshifu. Urshifu lives critical hit max roll Hydro Pump from Politoed, plus critical hit max roll Ice Punch from Feraligatr, as well as critical hit Ice Roll or Max Punch Ice Punch from Feraligatr, and critical hit max roll Iron Head from Copperajah. You get the point. We hit it with close combat really hard, and then Politoed comes back in, and with Black Belt boosted close combat, we do 70%, and we just chain kill. Yeah, Shifu endgames both. It's just a matter of being able to safely get Shifu onto the board. And like in theory, there are maybe worlds where Flygon lives if there's honestly quite a few very interesting value from Scarf Latios. Yeah, no, just realizing I didn't find a way to use it again in that fight. Well, yeah, I realized it's not actually taking that much damage from Power Whip, or it's 0 from Earth Power. And with a Choice Scarf, it does in fact outspeed Electrode. So it can come back in to drop a Draco, and one of my favorite strats in Run and Bun is finding a way to use a guy who has to make a kill work through Life Orb. It's very satisfying through your opponent's Life Orb. And then the fight after that one was super duper easy. This one took us maybe 15 minutes. Just incredibly clean set of I send in this thing and it clicks a one-hit KO, and I send in this thing and it clicks a one-hit KO. Hold on. Yeah, this is just straight up not a fight. But can I'm sorry, because I'm a little smug. I want to show you the beautiful little, what's the domino chain device? Oh, God. Mintmod. She can't hear me. What's the Rube Goldberg machine? Of just a bunch of perfect little interactions. Genuinely might be the easiest fight in the game for where it's at, honestly. Because yeah, it's Pinch Urchin, and instead of killing it with a ground type, we're just killing it with Dragon Fang Latios, one-hit KOs with Draco Meteor. We're faster than Silvally because we'll be at 31 speed at this point for the last fight. It doesn't see any damage on us. The first thing, that's right. Raichu is faster than us, but it doesn't see a kill. And I think that's the only thing. So the first thing that sees a kill on us is Hydreigon with Draco Meteor. It goes for Draco. We swap to Primarina. Primarina takes no damage from Draco. No matter the amount of damage we take from Earthquake or Iron Tail, we heal all of it back with a one-hit KO Draining Kiss. Maybe slightly less than max because of Life Orb. Once that happens, we don't even care if Iron Tail drops our defense, because you know what we want to bait in next? Sylvally for multi-attack. It's only physical move. God, your prim is so much better than mine. I got really lucky. Plus special attack. And honestly, minus speed has been utility for this thing. It let us underspeed the Alolan Muck and Seafloor Cavern. Like, actually really nice tech. The only thing it kind of struggles with is having an attack stat of 2, because I hear that flip turn chip damage is relevant for some ranges in E4, but that's fixable with the scale. So point is, even if our defense gets dropped, even if our defense gets dropped, it doesn't matter, because the only move it's clicking that we care about here is grass type multi-attack. At which point we are going to swap to our Turtonator. And what's really nice about Turtonator is that Turtonator can't be crit. So we come in on multi-attack, we take a predictable amount of damage, we take an Ice Beam, we're going to have an Asper Berry, we take a predictable amount of damage, we one-hit KO with Overheat, at which point Raichu Alola comes in, and because of the damage that we took, we fall exactly into Rising Voltage, but never Surf. It's always Rising Voltage, which is a free swap into Torterra, who can 2-hit KO with Earthquake. After that, we never show Clawitzer a kill, so we always threaten a kill with Woodhammer. So in comes Slowking Galar, always for Psychic, never for Scald. Can't go for Calm Mind, because even our slow as fuck Torterra outspeeds it and threatens 2-hit KO with Earthquake. So it's just a free swap to Greninja. Greninja takes a Scald while we 2-hit KO with Dark Pulse with Black Glasses. And then in comes Clawitzer going for, it doesn't matter what move it clicks. Roserade lives all of them and 1-hit KOs with Leaf Storm. Why did they give this guy leftovers? Just the most satisfying little chain reaction. Like, discovering that we can get in Prim, which always gets in Sylvally on exactly the move we want, and Turtonator, there's a Lefties Yanmega on Victory Road, epic. It's because Dexa loves us. It's because Dexa loves us and cares. So, anyways, what I'm coming to realize with this fight, so I'm kind of currently taking some inspiration from, if you are ever living, if you were left on the field for multiple turns, real. Yeah, against a Yanmega. And as if a Yanmega is going to get enough turns. Wait. As if you are ever living if you let it be on the field for multiple turns. Yeah. Okay. So the thing I realized is we're going to get to Kabutops in a second, but the nice thing is that Choice Scarf Hisuian Arcanine into good old Cryvoginal here. 1-hit KOs with Flare Blitz. It's out long enough to get Lefty's value, you're already wiping. Exactly. So we have a fast kill with Flare Blitz here. Nice and easy. Now the nice thing is that we have a fast kill on Sigilif, a fast kill on Electivire, a fast kill on Walrein, and a fast kill on Beartick. So, if we choice lock ourselves into Flare Blitz, we KO Cryogonal, we take a little weather damage. In comes Sigilif, because it's, you know, AI doesn't realize I'm choice locked into a move that doesn't actually kill. Until it hits the field. It might, I don't think it'll go for Calm Mind. I'm pretty sure it'll just go for Air Slash, but we're faster. We hit it for 63%. We could use Rock Slide, but why proc its weakness policy? It's literally free to not do that. So we Flare Blitz into it twice to kill it. And I just think that's a really solid lead. It could even potentially come back in against like Swords Dance or Icicle Crash on Beartick to kill with Flare Blitz. Yeah, like if it's out long enough to get Lefty's value, you're already wiping. You know that you can't, yeah, no, exactly. That's why I'm opening with Arcanine. So, the initial plan, what I'm currently looking at is the initial plan was to just use Scarfer-Shifu with Mystic Water to KO Kabutops. Problem is that Scarfer-Shifu kind of isn't a good lead, or not Scarfer-Shifu, Mystic Water-Shifu isn't really a good lead for the next fight. It's slower than Cryogonal, it's weak to Freeze Dry, there is just a chance it dies, or it has to let it set up Aurora Veil, right? Actually, does it always show a kill? Because that would make things easier, actually. Because then that's a free swap. Yeah, no, it's not even. It's really hard to predict if we're going to be baiting Freeze Dry or Aurora Veil. I do need weak armor. Yeah, I do need Mystic Water with weak armor drops, unfortunately. Yeah, I did the math a few times. I might be able to get away with it with, like, Muscle Band, but, like, yeah. And that's 30 attack IV, given plus speed nature, but... Yeah, so it's 46, so 233 minus 46 comes out to 187. Defense goes to -1. I also looked at the infinitely funnier version of it, which is beat up Houndoom. Sadly doesn't work. It's kind of close, though. So anyways, the second one is for 67, brings it down to 120. Final min roll is 91. Yeah, 29 HP, wiggle room, assuming we got all our min rolls. It's just not consistent enough. Now, I will say, theoretically, Urshifu could pick up the KO after that with Aqua Jet. But again, it's like, we kind of need Choice Scarf in order to beat Cryogonal consistently. But if we have Choice Scarf, yeah, if you lead Shifu, you need Scarf. But the problem is we lead Shifu, if we have Scarf, so if we're +1 speed, we're faster than a Selgor. So it's going to send in the first thing that slow kills us. And that's not good. I'm sure Dark Shifu makes this a lot easier to figure out. So what I'm currently leaning towards is maybe just letting Kabutops set up rocks. So the idea is open with Hisui and Arcanine. Dark Shifu is good on the second fight, but doesn't work as a lead here. Well, I think the line I'm currently stealing inspo from used Dark Shifu as the lead. Hello, April in chat. Hello, P.O. Yeah, where the idea was open with Dark Shifu, hard switch to Hisui and Electrode, Volt switch back to Urshifu, which breaks Focus Sash without proccing weak armor, kill with Brick Break. Bait in a Selgor for KO. I think we're specifically sabotaged by the fact that we are a plus speed Urshifu, which is funny. We could, in theory, also KO Kabutops and bait in a Selgor if we led with Life Orb Urshifu. Because we would be able to take 10% chip from Life Orb, which would show kill to Energy Blast, so a Selgor would come in for fast kill. But again, we're leading Urshifu, who's just not as good for the next fight. So what I'm leaning towards here is Arcanine versus Kabutops, and we're essentially stealing that idea, right? Where we want to lead with a Pokemon that baits Liquidation if it decides to go for an attack instead of Stealth Rocks, into Hisui and Electrode, who can then Volt Switch to Wet Shifu. Break Sash, Shifu's faster. Even better if we take Stone Edge or Liquidation, because then we guarantee bait, Energy Ball, potentially Focus Blast. It's a work in progress right now, from a Selgor. Although, actually, a Choice Scarf... No, because a Choice Scarf for Shifu is killing Kabutops, so it would just bait in Gothitelle, right? Or potentially, honestly, anything else that kills this guy. It's not getting the speed boost, and Volt Switch without Magnet does, like... We're going to assume without Magnet for right now. At level 86, like... It does a lot of damage. So if we have a guy who can swap into both Stone Edge and Liquidation... Like, I'm still kind of leaning towards Urshifu, if only because I think he's, like, the thing that's best at bulking both of those moves. Very likely going to want Scarf Shifu to 80% HP, Evire, Wall Rain, and Beartic in the second fight. It's a huge compression. Well, currently in the next fight, I've got Arcanine to get Cryogonal, to get Sigilif, and potentially to get Beartic. Like, how do I even... I guess I'm just not figuring out how my Urshifu here really gets through Electivire, if it needs, Scarfed. Oh, 80% Evire. Okay, so like doing damage to it first. Oh yeah, it doesn't have anything that stops it from taking Hail Chip. Okay. Takes Hail Chip and then you can usually fake out or Volt Switch or something. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not opposed to bringing Urshifu. But I'm just wondering if Scarf Canine can kind of fill that void a little. Substitute Freeze Dry Scald. Because, yeah, I know that roll compression's a really important thing for this fight. Rock Slide doesn't KO Walrein. Head Smash does. But it does, and Flare Blitz KOs Beartick. And we show a KO to Walrein with Head Smash. So that's the important thing. Because it won't know that we can't actually click it until it hits the field. So it would be Arcanine KOing Cryogonal, KOing Sigilyph, baiting in Evire for, I'm pretty sure, always Focus Blast. It wouldn't go for Magnet Rise, because why? Which is actually... It's not a free swap to Urshifu. Oh, we aren't set to auto-refresh. I was wondering, like, why are my guys still all outlined in blue? Roserade isn't faster than that. So the thing is, Scarf Arcanine can take care of Beartick, but really, like, Black Belt Urshifu... I don't think Black Belt quite does it. It comes real close, though. Focus Blast, none of your moves, yeah. It's a bit awkward. Good luck, Calx. Thanks, Gossip. If only we could lead with the absolute GOAT. Sneasler kills. Sneasler kills. You don't even need a scarf for it. Okay, you do if you want to outspeed Beartick, but like... Yeah, damn, because it even sees a fast KO. That's crazy. It's like, oh, maybe we can prevent it, but no. Unfortunate. But yeah, so... And actually... Sneasler does bait Liquidation, so it could be a replacement for the Arcanine lead. Although, if it's Scarfed, I think it's just kind of worse at getting the chain kills, right? Because it doesn't have a way to kill Sigilyph, unless we, like, swap out, swap back in. I mean, or we just accept, getting... Beartick in second for Icicle Crash, which isn't awful. Because that is the best thing to swap into Scarfanine for. Actually, Sneasler, how well do you swap in it? You swap into Focus Blast real good. Black Belt makes that a guaranteed KO. We wouldn't get wall... Huh? Oh. Yeah, no, Scarf Sneasler, chains these three without issue. So it actually might be better than Urshifu here. Especially, yeah, if we open with Arcanine, because then we force Electivire. We still need to be able to do the chip damage. Actually, do we? Because it's Arcanine, and then Electivire goes for Focus Blast, which Sneasler gets in on for free. If we give it Black Belt, or Sneasler does just KO Electivire, which brings in Beartick for Icicle Crash, or Swords Dance, both of which are free swaps back to Arcanine, to fast kill Beartick, bring in Walrein for likely Scald, at the very least never substitute. Can't deny. Though Urshifu with Mystic Water is also really good for Togedemaru. I think we've got a lot of interesting tools. We just got to figure out how to maneuver them. I do like the idea of potentially bringing Roserade, if only because she kills Wishcash really easily, and if we can get her in on Scald, she kills Walrein really easily. Honestly, one of my biggest problems is just, like, I don't see an elegant way to beat Gothitelle with just about anyone, except maybe Basculegion. Because Basculegion can come in on Psychic and kill, if we give it Spell Tag. So in theory, if we can get Gothitelle in last... Well, I mean, it's interesting. Because also, notably, if we're baiting Focus Blast, free swap to Basculegion, now we're always baiting... Yeah, I think we're pretty much always baiting Thunderbolt. I don't think Gothitelle can do enough damage to put us into Weather Ball range here. I'm just trying to think of, like, things that are theoretically free. Because, yeah, put that into Toge, who can then get your Fake Out, if we want to just Scarf Sneasler. Hashtag scarfing slurs. Scarf the slur. Dumb as fuck. Hisuian Electrode can come in on Thunderbolt and do some damage with Volt Switch to get Snee in on Weather Ball. Absolutely insane how specially bulky Sneasler kind of is. Like, it's not the most impressive bulk in the world, but, like, 29 defense IVs off of base 80, like, it's more than nothing. Okay, but what I'm wondering now is who can kill this fucking Kabutops? Because I don't hate bringing Urshifu, but I feel like it's just not the best here. Lucario is really good at getting a Selgor in for Focus Blast. Because notably, Sneasler can also, with Expert Belt, come in on Focus Blast. And then kill with Expert Belt boosted Aerial Ace. And then as long as we have Expert Belt, Knockoff threatens Gothitelle with a KO. So it would be, would it be Togein next? Yeah, because we threaten it with a fast KO, but it doesn't see that we KO Toge. So it'd probably be Wishcash, actually. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Shirogetsu. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Because I guess I'm wondering, like, is there a way that I can surefire just get Gothitelle in second? So that, like, my Kabutops answer has a Choice Scarf. Or not a Choice Scarf, a Shed Shell to just get Basculegion in. So if we were to open with 9... Goes for Liquidation, swap to Electrode, likely sets up... It's either Liquidation or Stealth Rocks. It's kind of inconsistent, and that's fine. Honestly, with how good Sneasler is, because it doesn't even need Scarf to beat Cryogonal, does make me wonder. Urshifu is good at coming in on Icicle Crash. So now I'm kind of wondering if I want to use Sneasler as the lead instead of Arcanine. We'll assume rocks get set up. We flip into... switch into... Because the problem that's really getting me is that there is no way to guarantee that Kabutops does damage to Urshifu, if that makes sense. Its highest damaging move is Stone Edge. There is a chance it doesn't set up Stealth Rocks turn 1. And if it doesn't go for Metal Sound, because we need to be able to show a kill to a Selgor to get a Selgor in. Because otherwise it's just Gothitelle for Psychic. Unless we give Urshifu the Shed Shell. Honestly? Well, no, because then we can't guarantee getting Gothitelle in instead of a Selgor now that I think about it. Because, yeah, we have no way of softening up Kabutops in a way that doesn't... make Urshifu take damage. Is our resistance to rock time or 50% or 25%? Water, fighting. Oh, that's fire. Times 2 resist or regular resistance to rock. Pretty cool that Barrascuda can just do that. Okay, so... yeah, the only way to guarantee that we take damage is by using Life Orb. Which is fine. It does guarantee that we get the kill. And it guarantees in a Selgor. Likely for Energy Ball, sometimes for Spikes. We do not outspeed it. Even Choice Scarf Arcanine doesn't outspeed this thing. I could use Dragonite. I'd be worried about the stat drops, potentially, because what does Dragonite bait in? Are we trying to get Iron Tail on Togi? Yeah, because we take more damage from Gothitelle than we do Togedemaru. It's in theory possible to use a move like Natural Gift to kind of air stall. But if we suffer... well... it kind of doesn't matter, right? Because, like, yeah, if we could get Urshifu Rapid Strike in against... no, if we got it in against Togedemaru, it would just bait in Gothitelle again. And we definitely need a damage booster if we want to kill Toge with Surging Strikes. This is such a miserable calc. Honestly, if Urshifu could get Toge in for Zingzap for like a free swap into Electrode to Volt Switch off to break ZZ, that'd be awesome. I mean, Sneasel with Choice Scarf. Bates and Gothitellen dies, actually. That's never mind. Ooh. Thank you, Automod. The Sceptile can get a Selgor in for Bug Buzz, which is interesting. The Sceptile does die to Blizzard, which could be a free swap into Arcanine. Because, like, if we only have to worry about... It's not even guaranteed, though, because he could just go for Stone Edge. Hmm. 57%. 37%. Oh, it's with Choice Band. Ew. I'm wondering, like, can I Volt Switch into Barrascuda to flip off it? Barrascuda might not actually be an awful lead. I mean, close combat only kills Cryogonal, but... doesn't even get Barratic in for fast kill. I mean, it might. But how hard does it die to Stone Edge? Yeah. But it can dodge it. It is theoretically capable of dodging. Because... Selgor fast kills, we would need to Scarf it. Because in theory, if we kill Kabutops with something that baits in Gothitelle, that can Volt Switch, right? Kind of crazy how little damage Greninja actually does to her. I mean, Choice Specs doesn't even turn that into a kill. Or Choice Band. Houndoom's pretty good. Black Glass's beat up might be able to do some real damage. Megados can kill, but that requires it to, like, come in on a move that doesn't kill it. And I feel like Psychic from this thing does a lot. I am correct. 48 to 56 compared to Basculegion's... Okay, about the same. And probably baits in a Selgor for literally anything. Notably, anything that isn't spikes, but... Okay, Excadrill's also a good answer for Togedemaru. Rapid spin into +1 speed. Kill with high horsepower. Hell, you could even just bulldoze the first turn, because it goes before you drop its speed, then does Salic Berry boost its speed? Or does it boost its attack? Raises holder's speed. Okay. Probably a bad idea. I'm gonna boot up the game and see what my resources are, like TMs and whatnot. I'm also gonna pivot the music to something a little less dreary. I don't remember this song. Ooh, there we go. This is kind of funky. There we go. Let's do some Coliseum music. Okay. Load ROM. runandbun.gba.jiba. Because we don't have any, like, crazy multi-hit moves, do we? That took out, like, the Bullet Seed TM. Dark Pulse, Feint Attack, Flatter, Breaking Swipe, Dragon Tail, Electro Web, Shockwave, Thunderbolt, Misty Explosion, Lamau, Play Rough, Aura Sphere, Seismic Toss, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, Aerial Ace, Dual Wing Beat, Roost, Tailwind, Curse, Nightshade, Shadow Ball, Magical Leaf, Solar Blade, Slash Beam, Earth Power, Icy Wind, Explosion, Swagger, Me First, Sludge Bomb, Heal Ball, Psychic Fangs, Skill Swap, Rock Blast. Because we have Rock Blast, but that's not going to do anything to Kabutops. Like looking at Armaldo, who will be dead for this fight, but just... yeah, its Rock Blast does like 34 to 42% for 3 hits. Yeah. We don't have any fancy berries. Mostly just all of the healing and restorative ones. Pokeblock ingredients. Lancet Berry, hold item that ups critical hit ratio in a pinch, doesn't really work. We do have 3 Jaboca Berries, which feels incredibly wasteful, and that's because it is. But, undeniably, we do have 3 Jaboca Berries to get past this guy, if we need it. What does Scarf Cario do here? Because Scarf Cario can also kill Cryogonal, and then probably baits in Sigilif. Wow, we actually outdamaged Sigilif. I don't think it matters because of the hail, but... you go, Lucario. I'm just trying to think of, like, guys who can click Fake Out. Because if you think you can kill me, well, then we have a ball game. Electrode can fast switch. But then if we're opening with Electrode, we at least bait Blizzard. Which isn't awful. Because we can Volt Switch into a Choice Scarf Arcanine after Blizzard, or anything faster than it that can kill with an Asper Berry, but... yeah, Scarf Arcanine is able to, Flare Blitz Thought, Self-KO, and then also KO Sigilif. Yeah, 36%, 25%. It's dubious if we're guaranteed to bait Electivire in for Thunderbolt, though, at that point. Could be a little awkward. I love how every Electivire set in this game is bad. I love how they're all really bad. Why are you a special attacking Electivire? What's the game plan, buddy? Hold on a second, reading something. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, Electrode isn't a miserable lead. But the question is it turn one switch or no? Because Electrode can kill Kabutops. It's so awkward. Our guys are hilariously kind of too good. I need someone who's slow and dies. There is also a really interesting option with Mudkip here. Because Mudkip baits Stone Edge kill and then baits Freeze Dry kill. So, like, it is a lead that can get Kabutops out of trying to force Focus Sash turn one and be a lead that isn't Urshifu into the second fight. But, like, realistically, what are we doing by forcing it to click Stone Edge turn one, right? Like, what's the gain here? I will say, Urshifu taking Life Orb plus one hit of Stealth Rocks. It doesn't always bait Energy Ball, actually. Who beats this Twerp with plus one speed? Not you. Like, why is a Selgor so fast? I know it's literally, like, in its name, but why is it so fast? Like, Noivern doesn't even get it. Like, it outspeeds at plus one, but it doesn't kill. Gosh, who does Noivern even bait in? Gothitelle. Hi, Tamaru. Welcome to stream. Plus speed, Bascule Legion to kill Kabutops with Poltergeist. It would do it. But then why would Gothitelle come into Bascule Legion, right? Like, that's stupid. She would come in to die. This fight's really rough. Can I just keep rapid spinning the rocks? There is in theory the option if we decided to go for a sack of opening with a suicide lead. Like someone who does a thing and then we intend to sack at a later portion of the fight, so that way we can lead with the second Pokemon in our party for the second battle. Feels kind of bad, but it's an option. I made some delicious lime cream chicken with spaghetti today. That sounds delightful, Tamaru. I'm very proud of you. God, Kabutops, you're so killable. Scarf Sneasler, I'm pretty sure outspeeds +1 weak armor. It doesn't outspeed +1 weak armor, Kabutops. Well, I'll be damned. And a little pissed off. I mean, Lucario isn't an awful lead, I think. Namely because Lucario... No, but it needs a choice scarf to do that. Ugh! I mean, unless we gave it Brick Break, maybe. But also, if Cryogonal goes for a killing move... Because I'm trying to think, like, beating Kabutops and accepting that Stealth Rocks go up by doing, you know, like... Actually, I could just click Aura Sphere twice now, couldn't I? I could just click Aura Sphere twice. Because I was thinking, like, close combat into Vacuum Wave, but... Okay, let's explore this option. Because, yeah, we can just click A Sphere twice and never have to worry about it. It becomes a question of if we take Liquidation or not. 81%. Could bait Energy Ball. So yeah, it's basically always going to be a Selgor for Focus Blast. Which is a very free swap into Sneasler. But Sneasler only fast KOs with Scarf. Scarf Shifu doesn't come in on Focus Blast well. Does kill with Surging Strikes. You know, I am now realizing it does have a Life Orb. It's so hard to predict if Sneasler baits in Togi or Wishcash, though. Because, okay, if we use our second choice item, but it's on Urshifu... No, because if we take too much from Focus Blast, we literally can't use it for the next fight. But we do have the option of... Interesting. Spell-Tech Basculation could kill a Selgor. But it would be the second turn, so it's not actually for sure if it would even go for Energy Ball or Spikes. Yeah, Aerodactyl doesn't come in easy. Man, this would probably be so much nicer if our Dragapult was clear body. Whoa, hold on. Wait. Interesting. The thing worth noting about Dragapult also is 58%, 26%, 57%, 48%. But we outdamage. I mean, if we outdamage everyone... Because Dragapult can actually get Gothitelle in safely, quote-unquote. Dragapult, you can't learn anything interesting here, can you? Yeah, not quite. I mean, the problem is that we just don't kill a Selgor, right? I mean, I think we... Do we learn Aerial Ace? Absolutely hilarious that Urshifu can... Or not Urshifu. I mean, Urshifu can. Absolutely hilarious that Ursaluna can learn Aerial Ace, but Dragapult can't. Clown game. Because, like, we don't threaten a kill on Gothitelle is the interesting thing. I only do if we level up once, and that actually might be kind of likely. Let me check the game real quick. Like, where's RuPaul's Dragapult? Okay, not really. It's interesting. Gothitelle is such a frustrating Pokemon. .234 attack, 213 attack. Like, I can't get a stronger Ghost type move on Dragapult, can I? Why does the one move that Gothitelle have to use? It's like... Because Psychic does the most damage, but the other two can give you debilitating statuses. Hashtag debilitating status. It makes this thing fucking impossible to manage. But I think I already checked. There is no world where Dragapult can KO Kabutops with Dragon Darts, sadly. I mean, I could just go for a suicide lead, right? Something that beats Kabutops, baits in Gothitelle, dies to Gothitelle. But do I even have anything I'd be okay losing that beats Kabutops? Dhelmise, maybe? But I don't know, I like Dhelmise. Because, like, your lead doesn't matter if it dies. Bruxish can't quite do it, sadly. Electros? Maybe. I'd be pretty sad if Electros died, but we're kind of running out of Pokemon to catch. So it's kind of not useful anymore, at least its primary function. It's actually kind of interesting. Flygon takes 0 damage from Thunderbolt. And then baits Psychic, but it's faster, can flip turn off, or no, U-turn off into something that could blank Psychic. That ideally then baits Thunderbolt, like, say, Greninja. Greninja doesn't even really bait Thunderbolt. Okay, so let's assume we have an Electros lead. Assuming it goes for Metal Sound and drops our Spadef, we definitely show a kill to Gothitelle. Its highest damaging move is Stone Edge. Could go for Liquid... Ah! Someone's honking outside. I don't know if you can... I'm gonna close the window. 1 second. Okay, it stopped. So, does Electros even consistently kill Kabutops? Is kind of what I'm wondering. Like, Shockwave does a lot of damage. We can definitely 2-hit KO it. But if Kabutops goes for an attack turn 1, we're in trouble. Like... Okay, let's play in the space. So let's assume we are using Scarf Urshifu, not for this fight, but for next fight. So it's in second slot. We have Electros in the front. It beats Kabutops, brings in Gothitelle, dies to it. We use that as an opportunity to get Spell Tag Basculegion in for free. Who always fast KOs. Hits the... Wait. No, it doesn't. Spell Tag Dragapult. Because if Electros dies, it died to Gothitelle clicking Psychic, which means it no longer has a Psychic Gem. That's fine, though, I think. Killing with Fan Force is not an issue here. Yeah. So, KO with Fan Force. Yeah, because it can't, like, boost itself or anything. We would be at maybe not full HP, because we likely took some Stealth Rock's chip as Ghost Dragon. I think that's just 1/8. Neutral rock. Yeah, so we're down an eighth of our max HP. 283 divided by 8 comes out to 35. 283 minus 35 comes out to 248. Okay. A Selgor definitely doesn't see a kill. Togedemaru doesn't see a kill. Wishcash doesn't see a kill. We threaten a slow one-hit KO on a Selgor. We have fast out damage on Toge. We should have fast out damage on Cash. So I think it would be a Selgorin, right? To just be faster than us. And it's going for either Bug Buzz or Spikes. Does Scarf or Shifu just sweep here? Not quite. I think it baits in Wishcash next. But what I'm wondering, right, is Scarf or Shifu comes in against a Selgor here. We swap in on Bug Buzz. We don't die to it. There is alternatively Sneasler. Hold on. Where Sneasler, I just need you to have like a move that wrecks shit. Just a little harder. Because, like, taking Bug Buzz and a Focus Blast feels a bit too dubious. But even with Life Orb, we kind of can't... Yeah, we can't guarantee anything. Aerial Ace, Poison Jab, Sneasler. Is there anything we can give you? In theory, Icy Wind? Sneasler comes in on Bug Buzz, takes Focus Blast, but does Icy Wind? Not really. Scarf Arcanine doesn't beat this. And probably dies to Focus Blast. Lamau. Okay, so assuming we bring in the bear, because this also doesn't need to be our second guy, right? This is currently our first choice item, but it would let us outspeed a Selgor, kill with Surging Strikes, come in on Bug Buzz, plus Rock's Chip, or Spikes, which is actually the much more likely option. So we come in, we kill... if we come in on Bug Buzz, then Togedemaru does come in to try to kill us with Zing Zap, but we don't actually kill with Surging Strikes, so bad. Zing Zap just flinches, right? Yeah. Swap into our own Togedemaru on their Zing Zap. Get Iron Barbs, you idiot. This feels so inefficient, though. Because I can't give someone Natural Gift. I can't swap into Bug Buzz with Latios, that's for certain. Though, We don't actually speed tie because we'll be at 31 speed for this. Latios can come in on Focus Blast. Bait Iron Tail. Latios also ignores spikes. Do I have other options for killing Gothitelle? Instead of Dragapult, actually, we did establish I could use Mega Gyarados. So let's look at that option. Where's Mega G? Because we're faster than it. Damn, I'm getting a lot of people trying to sell me views today. We're even at full HP at this point. 88. Okay, so all we need to be is level 88. I actually don't bait in a Selgor because we threaten it with a kill, which is pretty cool. Interesting. We would bait in Togedemaru. Well, hold on. Flying water type, probably taking Stealth Rocks damage. I think we're weak to that, right? Water flying, weak to rock, so that's 1/4 of our max HP. So I think even at our highest possible level, actually, we probably do bait in a Selgor for Bug Buzz. But that's not guaranteed, because it's not for sure the Cobblepot is going to set up rocks. So that's kind of bad. Okay. Other options for killing Gothitelle. Choice Band Sneasler. Choice Band Sneasler can just come in and kill with knockoff. It could also kill a Selgor with knockoff, which is funny. We threaten Wishcash for the fast KO. I think it would force Togedemaru in. So I definitely wouldn't turn down using Choice Band Sneasler, right? Like, we're baiting Iron Tail for certain, which is good. Because then, in theory, that's a free swap to Mystic Water or Shifu. Which does KO Togi. Not guaranteed, but I think we're always baiting in a Selgor after that. So we've currently got one choice item used up. It's going to go for... Because, like, yeah, Iron Tail defense drop doesn't matter. Iron Tail defense drop does not matter. Because the thing that comes in is a special attacker. So assuming we take no damage, it's Energy Ball. Assuming we take max damage, 26%, it's Energy Ball. So we can guarantee that it's Energy Ball. I don't think I can safely get Latios in, right? I mean, unless Latios can probably, like, move that kills this thing. I'd be stunned if it couldn't. Let's look at Aerial Ace. It's not even a physical attacker, but, like... Well, if Sneasler couldn't kill with Aerial Ace, Latios probably can't. Yeah, shocking. Okay. There is the option of Raw swapping back to Sneasler, but then we're taking potentially a bunch of chip and shit, and that doesn't seem good. You know, I think we need to be cognizant of the fact that whatever comes in to kill a Selgor. Waterfalls and Headbutt Earthquake. That is free Roserade. Because I'd love the opportunity to just kill this guy with Surging Strikes. But seems a bit unlikely. Thankfully, whatever we're swapping into isn't going to take Spike's damage. It's only going to take Stealth Rocks and Energy Ball at most. Natural Gift. I don't assume we kill with... Yeah, no. Earthquake, Waterfalls, and Headbutt. I mean, the thing is, Dragonite does kind of chain kill, doesn't it? Waterfalls and Headbutt, we outspeed, we prevent it from Dragon Dancing. Like, Dragonite, you don't have any cool tech here. Definitely don't have any, like, grass moves you can pick up for easy. What's your hidden power type? It's probably Dragon. Yep. Hate that I'm right. Hate that I'm right. Because, like, okay, let's assume Dragonite swaps in on Energy Ball, and then takes critical hit Bug Buzz. And let's even say that Energy Ball drops our Spadef. We may need a Citrus Berry, because we are also probably taking Stealth Rocks, which will do a quarter of our max HP. So 274 divided by 4 comes out to 68.5. So 274 minus 68 comes out to 206. And then we get hit by critical hit Energy Ball for 35 damage. Comes out to 171, and it drops our special defense. Critical hit Bug Buzz does not kill us. It will bring us down to 160, or down by 160. And then how much did we just establish our quarter of our max HP was? It is 274 divided by 4 comes out to 68.5. So 11 plus 68.5, not 0.5, just 68. Comes out to 79 versus Wish Cash. The most damage it can do with the Zen Headbutt is 81. Interesting. As long as we're threatening it with the Draco Meteor, it can't go for D-Dance. Have any lines been sent yet? No, G. I'm trying to calc the whole gym before I send the first line. That being said, I think I think we might have something here. Contingent on a suicide lead. Though, let me see if anyone else does this a little better. 31.5, 10.2. No, Dragonite does take more. This one was the B2B, if I recall correctly. It is the B2B, yeah. Currently, our best option that I'm leaning towards is a Electros suicide lead. Beat Kabutops, bait in Gothitelle, die to Gothitelle, bring in Sneasler for free to kill Gothitelle, baits in Togedemaru for Iron Tail, swap to Urshifu, Mystic Water, Surging Strikes, kills, brings in a Selgor for either Energy Ball or Spikes, and then I'm thinking swap to Dragonite. Now, I'm actually wondering, maybe we give Dragonite a Pinch Berry, right? Oh, no, Zen Headbutt can do more than 25%. It's dubious. It's also not even a guaranteed 2-hit KO. Because I would love to be able to handle a Selgor and Wishcash with the same guy. But I don't think I can. That is the worst move for Basculegion to swap in on, huh? Crazy that Dragonite can also just, like, extreme speed get a Selgor. In functionally the same amount of turns. Noivern, are you bulkier than Dragonite for this? No. No, you are not. What if I just... Ooh. Okay. Dragonite, do you have any move that threatens Wishcash for a bunch of percent? Probably not, right? I can't imagine. It's a water type, so Blizzard is neutral, and not stab. Yeah, even weaker. Because Draco into Draco doesn't kill. No. It will at least get its HP low enough to threaten with Dueling Beat to stop it from setting up. Because, like, Dragonite beating a Selgor... I just don't want Roserade to swap into Spikes and Stealth Rocks and a Waterfall. It just feels like a lot. And it means we only have one slot for the next fight. Though, worth noting that Roserade is more than capable. Though, I mean, Choice Band Sneasler, right? Well, it can't actually kill Baratic now, can it? We do kind of need Scarf Arcanine. I do really like the idea of... Well, because, okay, if we have Roserade to kill Wishcash, let's say we start this fight with Scarf Arcanine, because that would be our second thing. We kill Cryogonal, we kill Sigilif. We didn't use Arcanine at all in the first fight. In comes Electivire for Focus Blast, which is free into Sneasler, who then KOs with Close Combat, which then baits in Beartick for Icicle Crash. I mean, if we're clicking Close Combat, Defense -1, Speed F -1, is it even guaranteed to be Icicle Crash? It could be Liquidation. Holy Arcanine just baits down the line. Yeah, because AI doesn't see that you're choice locked into a move until their Pokemon hits the field. One-hit KO Cryogonal with Rock Slide, one-hit KO Sigilif with Head Smash, one-hit KO Electivire with Head Smash, one-hit KO Walrein with Head Smash, one-hit KO Beartick with Head Smash. Even in Hail, as long as we have Choice Scarf, we outspeed Beartick. Because Sneasler coming in on Focus Blast, 29.1%. And it could drop our Spadef. Not that that would matter. I mean, I suppose her Shifu can probably come in on just about any of Baratic's moves if the only damage it took was from Togedemaru, Iron Tail. Because, like, what's the lowest HP? I don't think we ever bait low kick. It's always Icicle Crash or Liquidation. So assume we come in on crit Liquidation into defense drop into crit low kick. That could do a lot. It could do a lot. But that's also like Fictionville, USA. But it's Fictionville, USA to our Baratic, or Shifu. Yeah, I do have what Shifu, G. The Sneasler needs Choice Band if we're to use it for, whatchamacallit. I just got to be able to get Arcanine in safely against Beartick. And low kick does a lot of damage. Water Bear lead doesn't really work for Kabutops, no. Problem with Water Bear is we need at least Mystic Water. And if we're using Mystic Water, that means we can't use Choice Scarf for Cryogonal. If we use Choice, if we like find a way to make it work with Choice Scarf, we outspeed a Selgor, so we bait in Gothitelle, who traps us and kills us with Psychic. We would need to be able to take a little bit of damage to guarantee that we could get a Selgor in for Energy Ball. And the only way to do that is to either threaten Fast Kill to Gothitelle or Choice, like, Life Orb or HP down into a range where Kabutops can kill us with Energy Ball. And it's just all kind of... So currently I'm leaning into the best lead possible is something that can kill Kabutops and always bait in Gothitelle. And then that way I can use something that isn't my Gothitops, honestly, Gothitops, yeah. My Gothitops Suicide lead to open up the next fight, i.e. Hisuian Arcanine. Or potentially, like... I don't want to use Choice Scarf Beartick. I don't know. I could probably see if there's another guy I can use to kill Togi, right? Like, how hard could it be? The problem is that Iron Tail drops your defense, so ideally you want to be able to do it immediately. Well, it has a chance to drop your defense. It's just an awkward time all around, you know? Turtonator? Arcanine kills you, Arcanine kills you. Electivire coming in for Focus Blast. Free swap to the Slur. KO Electivire with Close Combat. We threaten Fast Kill on Walrein. We threaten Slow Kill on Beartick. Beartick sees kill with Icicle Crash always at least. It's like if I had a move that wasn't Close Combat that could just raw kill Electivire, right? But Poison Jab doesn't do enough, and that's our next best stab. Next best stab. Currently we're Dragonite and you. Or no, we're... Yeah. In theory, we could also see if there's a better lead option, but... I just don't think there is. Like, maybe Sneasler itself? With Choice Band, it KOs Cryogonal. It always baits in Beartick for Icicle Crash because it took no damage during the first fight. Which would then be a free swap into Arcanine, actually. To KO with Flare Blitz Bring in Sigilif, KO with Flare Blitz, Electivire for Focus Blast. Free swap to Sneasler, kill Walrein. Yeah, I think that does it, doesn't it? Because Arcanine, Scarf Arcanine KOing Baratic, it then does the thing that Scarf Arcanine does, where it, like, threatens a KO down the line, and we're even locked into the move we want to use the most. I would need to double check Sneasler, like, HP ranges and shit, but, like, no, it doesn't take any damage in the first fight. KO's Cryogonal, baits in Baratic, swaps in, yeah, on Focus Blast from Electivire, and takes a little bit of Hail, like... Yeah, wait, maybe that does it. Dragonite, Walrein, Urshifu. It does still require us to, like, guarantee that Electivire can do that Kabutops leap we're talking about, though. That is currently arguably our biggest problem. Like, the nice thing about Electivire, or about, Electros, is that the most damage it takes from any given Pokemon on their team is Gothitelle. So she is a fast out damage. Even if she doesn't see a kill, she's a fast out damage. Yeah, no, this might do it. Get out of there, Walrein. It should be Roserade. Yeah, at that point, we don't need Roserade or Urshifu. We can literally dedicate them to this guy. So, do we bait Togedemaru in second? Hold on. Or a third? Because I'm now realizing... So Sneasler comes in, kills Gothitelle. It threatens slow KO on a Selgor. And fast out damage on Togedemaru. We threaten a fast kill on Wishcash, so we know Wishcash isn't coming in. I don't think it's a bad thing if we get a Selgor, though, right? If a Selgor comes in second and sets up spikes, this might mean that we might not need Dragonite. Because if a Selgor comes in after Gothitelle, we can just chain kill. I don't think the amount of damage we take from a Selgor meaningfully changes... Well, I could meaningfully change the calculations. Well, if we give Sneasler Brick Break, we can kill Cryogonal with that, so we don't need to worry about dropping our stats. Because it's bringing in Beartick afterwards, and... Okay. Okay. Got some thoughts, got some ideas. I would want to double check with someone. Hey, Curses, welcome to stream, hun. I would want to double check with someone to confirm the Switch AI on this. Because I'm actually really not confident in it. But if it does work the way I think it works, because that's the thing, right? We're locked into knockoff, but knockoff still KOs, even if it's a slow KO. Like, Sneasler in this scenario will have taken one hit of spikes, or rocks, and then likely only that. But I think even if we take Focus Blast, we're fine. So I'll be right back, chat, because I do need to pee. I'm now realizing I don't think this works. I just remembered the Sneasler plan is flawed for the same reason the whatchamacallit plan was flawed. The Basculegion plan. If we're sacking into Sneasler, odds are very high that Gothitelle uses its Psychic Gem, and we're trying to kill it with knockoff, so you know. Oops. So. It would basically require our Gothitelle sack to be a dark type, right? And of those, we only really have, like, Houndoom, who isn't exactly great at killing Kabutops. I mean, Kecleon's kind of interesting. Gothitelle tries to Psychic, we Sucker Punch into it. Would be problematic if it went for Hypnosis, though. If we got hit by Hypnosis and then fell asleep remaining a normal type, that would be really bad. It could be Gyarados. I wouldn't want to sack Gyarados, but it could be Gyarados. Well, I don't actually know if it could be Gyarados, right? Because, yeah, we outspeed. I mean, in theory, as long as our line can make room for someone who can kill Gothitelle and bait in Togi for Iron Tail. Dragapult's kind of okay at that, but I think it baits in a Selgorin first. No, it doesn't, because we threaten slow kill on a Selgor. Or does it? I'm never quite sure, and it keeps fucking with me. It's like, God, Felice, if you could kill Kabutops, that'd be so cool. This is really disappointing. So the nice thing, though, the thing worth noting is theoretically, if we can get Sneasler to lead in the second fight, we have a really easy path through it. Like a super fucking easy path through it. Assuming we have, we don't even need Choice Band, it could just be Black Belt. It's kind of crazy that Choice Band Sneasler does actually kill Sigilyph, though, with knockoff. It's fucking wild. Cryogonal. Is there a place I can use Arcanine during this fight? Not really. I'm gonna pivot to a different song. We've listened to this one for a while. What do I want for tunes? Yeah, I'll listen to an hour at Chill Shop. Hold on, checking the comments. Okay. It's the video is titled Deltarune 1 hour loop of the Duke of Puzzles shop, but in legitimate high quality. And it's like, in legitimate high quality makes me feel like I'm gonna get Silva Gunnered. So I'm checking the comments to make sure that I'm not about to get Silva Gunnered. I mean, okay, what happens if we use Dragapult to beat a Selgor? Can we? Because, like, yeah, if Togedemaru doesn't... Okay. Oh, shit, someone posted their slur. Plus speed. Pedal to the metal, let's get a PV. Damn, a bunch of people are getting Sneezlers right now, apparently. Can I get someone to confirm my understanding of switching AI, please? If I show a kill to a guy whom is faster than me, but does not out damage me, and I out damage a guy who is slower than me, but I do not kill, the AI goes for Speedy McFast, right? I don't know, I could just... What if I just invested in Dragapult, right? Like, what if I just went to my Dragapult and I was like, actually, here, mine is special defense plus attack now. Naive? Naughty? It still doesn't kill, even with maxed IV. Though at that point it does kill a Selgor with Spell Tag. I see someone typing a response. If you show a kill to something, it's +1. If you outdamage a mon who is slower, it's +0. Slow guy has sturdy. And it was throwing wrench in my brain. LOL. Okay. I mean, it's so annoying because Dragapult would kick so much ass here if we did have access to Sucker Punch, right? Like, Sucky P. Though, we're not using Choice Band Sneasler, necessarily. Because Sneasler can accomplish all that we needed to in the second fight without a Choice Band, right? So, in theory, we could give Choice Band to Dragapult. Comes in on Gothitelle on pretty much anything. It out-damages... Oh, wait, crazy. Without that, does it actually just bait and Wishcash? No, because of Draco. Yeah, okay, so it baits in a Selgor, who we then kill with second Phantom Force. Oh, actually... Now that I think about it, do we even need Choice Band? Hold on. Spell Tag. Because of Life Orb, I think actually we don't need Spell Tag, do we? It gets kind of inconsistent at that point, though. I also think we probably bait and Wishcash at that point. Which is odd. Because, like... Oh, 57%, 48%. Because I don't think our HP ever gets... The nice thing is that the rest of these guys are physical attackers. So if we get our special defense dropped by a Selgor, it doesn't matter. Though odds are we don't even take damage, right? I suppose we could, in theory, just account for, like, line fluctuations, can't we? And I will say what's great about this line is that theoretically it keeps Sneasler and Arcanine pristine for the second fight. So they don't actually even need to be involved here. Togi, D-Mogi. Yeah, like Dragapult could in theory come in. Like if we bait in Wishcash, Dragapult could... Well, maybe not, because if Spikes and Stealth Rocks are up. I think if we came in on Zing Zap, we'd probably just bait random move into Urshifu, wouldn't we? April, are you beating Juan today? Fuck no! Not even a little bit. Oh my god, no. I'm just trying to... I'm currently on the gauntlet. I think I've maybe got something. Because also, I'm thinking... Yeah, wife? Did I? No, not yet. That being said, I think I have an idea for the gauntlet. It just requires a sack. But I do think Electros, for the most part, beats Kabutops. We definitely 2-hit KO with Shockwave. And it needs to... Because Stone Edge crit never kills. And with a Citrus Berry, I think we're safe from 2 Stone Edge crits, right? Or sorry, from 2 regular Stone Edge hits. Is that the first gym fight? No, we are on the 3 before the end. So we are on... So first it's the double battle, then it's the gauntlet in the basement, then it is trainer number 3, whose name I haven't remembered, but she took me forever, Bethany, Chrissy, and then it's this fight and the fight after it. And then there's one more double battle after that. So we are 5 fights deep. The nice thing is that we functionally have the second battle figured out, right? Because in this second fight, we open with Sneasler, we 1-hit KO Cryogonal with, like, Brick Break. True, yeah, it's a back-to-back, not a gauntlet. You would be correct. We just need the black belt. And instead of Aerial Ace, we get Brick Break. So essentially what happens here is we kill Cryogonal. We outspeed everything on their team except for Beartick. Baratic sees a fast KO with Icicle Crash. It goes for either that or a very small chance it goes for Swords Dance. We swap to Choice Scarf Arcanine Hisui, who always lives Icicle Crash and then KOs with Flare Blitz. At that point, Sigilyph sees that we fast one-hit KO it, Electivire sees we fast one-hit KO it, Walrein sees that we fast one-hit KO it. So Sigilyph comes in, who we two-hit KO with Flare Blitz. Then in comes Electivire for, I believe, what is basically guaranteed to be Focus Blast. It might not be. I might actually need to do a little math. Sneasler can swap into Thunderbolt. It's just not good. The Dragapult can, in theory, bait Weather Ball really well. Because it can swap it on Focus Blast, take nothing, and show highest damage to Dub Ball. We just need Sneasler to hit the field and not get statused, right? But then it's swap in Sneasler against Electivire, kill it, fast kill it with Black Belt boosted Close Combat. In comes Walrein, who gets killed by Close Combat. Because, yeah, actually, Arcanine, if you're taking Icicle Crash... Let me do some math real quick. I know that's the entire premise of Run and Bun, but... 299 divided by 16, because this is all in Hail. 299 minus... This comes out to 18 is 281 minus crit eye crash, which is 144. Go down to... And then we lose 18 again, bringing us down to 108. In comes Sigilyph. Gets us with critical hit Air Slash for 77. Oop, only one of those. Plus 77. Comes out to 31 minus 18. Ooh, okay. That's maybe a little rougher than I thought it was going to be. Although, depending, Dragapult could actually swap it on Sigilyph and kill with Phantom Force. Yeah, we don't care if it sets up Calm Mind, because that just boosts its special defense and we're hitting its physical defense. Choice Band lets us kill that easy. It's hard to say who would bring in next, though. Might need a smidge more cooking. Like, it should be fine. Like, Arcanine's baiting Air Slash. Yeah, it's always Eye Crash. Unless we really try to bait it into Swords Dancing, but that's not really possible. The alternative would be to use a guy other than Arcanine for this. Scarf Cario can beat you, but then kind of gets its ass beat by Sigilyph. Properly gets its ass beat by Electivire. I still really like these odds, though. It feels really fiction to be worried about this. Also, Icicle Crash Liquidation, it kind of makes me think, like... Can Primarina slow flip this? Damn, Eye Crash does a lot of damage. Okay. It's in theory a swap to her Shifu. No cap, I have a friend who laughs at the concept of Pokemon challenges that require math. I mean, like, yeah, there are people who laugh at the concept of using, like, setup moves. I'm glad that they're enjoying their games their way, but I like getting to do my silly math. I like getting to solve a puzzle. Well, Barraskewda's pretty impressive here. And can even flip off of Sigilif. Assuming it comes in an Icicle Crash, it's definitely baiting in Sigi. Oh, that's Choice Band. Ooh, never mind. Nowhere near as good as I thought. In theory, if I could bring in someone who can drop Beartick's speed and bait low kick. But Sneasler doesn't really beat Sigilif either, does it? Okay, let's get back to this fight. Let's get back to this fight and try to calc like worst case scenario Dragapult HP. It would be Stealth Rocks plus critical hit max roll Bug Buzz. And that would be it. Okay. So critical hit maximal Bug Buzz before we turn invisible, but even then it's very unlikely. Is 113. I believe we established we are neutral to rocks, so 283 divided by 8 comes out to 35. 283 minus 35 goes up to 248 minus 113 brings us down to 135, which does put us into Toki kill range. Okay, so at 135, yeah, we could absolutely swap in on Air Slash and just get killed immediately. So it might just have to be, like, accepting the very unlikely possibility that Arcanine dies. Like, very unlikely, but, like... I still need to finish calcing the first half, right? But, okay, so assuming... Let's look at both worlds, right? So, assuming we have Dragapult out and we bait in Whiscash, he wants to go for Earthquake, yeah. That's not great for us. It can't go for D-Dance at least, but... It's a shame that all of its moves flinch, otherwise this would actually be really good for Torterra. Come in against it, Giga Drain up to max HP, and then could probably really easily chain kill Togi. $136. Assuming we take no damage from a Selgor, i.e. it goes for spikes on the turn we disappear. What's the flinch chance on waterfall? %? I would love it if there was a guy faster than this who had a draining move. And it's worth noting, Roserade can... Not really, actually. Because Spike's rocks, swapping it on EQ is not safe. There's no way we're getting in Wishcash early. I mean, do I have someone who can chain Gothitelle and something else? Houndoom does damage with beat up, just not nearly enough. Literally can't use that. I mean, Felice can hold the choice band. Actually, only needs the life orb. Never mind, does need the choice band. Come on, buddy! You have 31 special attack. What do you mean that doesn't kill? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Arcanine and Sneasler in the front here, just to be like they're the second fight. They're part of round 2. Hashtag round 2 fight. I suppose teaching Latios Dark Pulse would do it. No. Even if you were modest? No. Dragonite with Natural Gift Bug move? Tangaberry. No. Thwip. I could just detonate Turtonator. Okay. Dragapult beats Gothitelle. Baits in a Selgor. A Selgor is very likely to go for spikes. We vanish, we return, we kill it. Wishcash wants to go for Earthquake. Dragonite, you probably bait Zing Zap on Togi, don't you? No, you don't. You bait... Oh. You do, in fact, bait Iron Tail. Because Dragonite coming in on Earthquake can beat Wishcash. Because it doesn't take spikes. It does lose a quarter to Stealth Rocks. But Draco lets us prevent it from setting up. Though if Dragapult baits in Togi, it's also for Iron Tail. Good. And then Urshifu versus Wishcash baits Zen Headbutt, which is fine. Urshifu can probably just chain kill Wishcash if we're being honest. Under the right circumstances. Sorry, 1 second, getting a lot of texts. By which I mean 2. And one of them is from my sister, so you know something's wrong. Okay, Clicking Outrageous Salamence goes hard. Yeah. Swalrain, I think, also loses a quarter max HP, so it's not really a better swamp. Yeah. If our HP is ever low enough to bait Zen Headbutt, we're baiting in Toge, so I think it should be D-Knight. And assuming it comes in on Zen, which is the highest damaging move. So let's assume we come in on Zen Headbutt. Let's assume we have a Citrus Berry. So 274 divided by... Well, I don't even need to worry about it, right? Because the amount of HP we would lose to Stealth Rocks is negated by Citrus Berry. So we just have 274 HP. Minus Zen Headbutt is crit max roll is 81... 2, 3. Okay, I think that's all that matters, is we just need to be able to live 3 hits from this guy. The idea being, we swap in on Zen 1, the second Zen we click Dual Wing Beat, the third Zen we click Draco Meteor. If it's still alive after that, we kill with, I mean, another Draco Meteor or Extreme Speed, because we're faster than it. Now the question is, if we come in on Earthquake... Okay, good. The nice thing about Zing Zap is that range. So, assuming we come in on rocks and Citrus Berry neutralizes... hell, honestly, I don't think it actually even matters, really. Yeah, maybe. I think Urshifu swapping in on spikes and rocks and a high roll Zing Zap crit could kill it. It's just very unlikely. Okay... It's an idea. Because, yeah, I need to confirm, I guess. So Dragonite comes in on Earthquake, takes the quarter of its max HP, takes Zen Headbutt number 1 and Zen Headbutt number 2. So 274 minus... 81 twice. So, Dual Wing Beat, Draco Meteor, we quick kill. Zing Zap maxes out at 96. Our lowest possible HP here is 112. I think that does it. And the nice thing is that if Dragapult has a bunch of HP, I think it can provide redundancy in fight number 2 for helping get Sneasler in against Electivire. Like, because all it needs to do, like, yeah, if we only ever take damage from rocks and shit, like, we swap in on Thunderbolt or Focus Blast, and then we tank a Weather Ball, like... Because, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think Arcanine is actually pretty crit vulnerable here. Hashtag crit vuln. I guess worth noting also, Urshifu has a lot of HP. 259, 251. It is crazy that this is a minus speed Dragapult and it's still faster than Sneasler. Bum 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 ba-da-dum. Bum 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 bum. Okay, so I guess let's be realistic about this. Let's assume just max rolls, no crits Arcanine, plus weather damage. So 299 divided by 16 comes out to 18. 299 minus 18 for swapping comes into 281. We then lose 96 HP for the Icicle Crash. Minus 96. Drops us to 185. We then lose another 18. We go down to 167. Baton Sigilif, who goes for Air Slash. We lose 51 and another set of 218s. Oop. 116 minus 18. Drops us down to 80. Yeah, that's actually not even really that good at baiting Electivire properly, which is crazy. It's pretty hard for us to get low enough to bait Weather Ball at least, but yeah. We could also potentially see if there's just someone who does this job better than Arcanine, but I don't think there is. Like, sure, there are guys who can swap into Icicle Crash and kill Beartic, but, like... Now, I will say, with Dragapult's lowest possible HP, I believe we established as 113. Let's assume it swaps into Thunderbolt. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay. That is... There is some fiction. There is undeniably some fiction, but I don't think we ever lose to it. It's like... Expected loss is Electros. After that, worst case scenario is lose Arcanine. No, because if we lose Arcanine... Then we get Sneasler in for free because it's Arcanine kills Sigilif and then dies to Weather. So it's Sneasler for free. Yeah, so worst fiction is Arcanine. Or theoretically sacking Polt since we now are kind of deciding to lean into Latios, but... Hashtag lean into the Latios. I'm disappointed how little damage Excadrill does with Iron Head here. I hoped it might be more. Excadrill is an interesting lead, I'll say. KO's Cryogonal. No, because we don't get a choice item here. That's right. It's just Black Belt's knee. At which point we just need something that can outspeed Cryog. So, I guess the main sticking point is, can Electros actually consistently beat Kabutops? And I think the answer is yes. If Kabutops sets up Stealth Rocks, we always win. Immediately. And even then, we only die if we get hit by... I suppose technically if we got, like, Liquidation Defense dropped, we could be in trouble. The thing that I worry about, though, is that if we fuck this up, I think we lose the run. Which could be bad. Which could be bad. So I guess we could see if there is someone other than Electros who can do this a little more consistently, but still die to Gothitelle. Granbull actually seems like a pretty good option because it drops Kabutops' attack. 78, 47. Ooh, does bait in Iron Tail from Togi, though. So we would need to take some damage to be able to bait in Goth. Our Togekiss is slower than Goth, but it definitely dies to Stone Edge. Yeah. And doesn't even do meaningful damage along the way. Bruxish is interesting, but doesn't really have anything to kill with. Because in theory, we also don't need to worry about proccing weak armor, right? I am also, in theory, capable of killing Kabutops with any of these guys, as long as they're able to swap into a sack on Gothitelle afterwards, like by baiting her in. But I don't think that's really going to happen. No. Delmise could be pretty good. 60, 66, 50. Delmise is actually very good. Brick Break 2-hit KOs were much less susceptible to Stone Edge, and we never bait Liquidation. Depending on how we play our cards, like defense -1. Okay, we can't rapid spin into Brick Break, sadly, but like I think Delmise gets this most times, right? I suppose we would be in a situation if turn 1 it goes for Stone Edge and doesn't proc Citrus. So actually, I don't know if this is more or less squidgy. But it's an option at the very least. We would have to delete Phantom Force from its moveset, but that's also fine, because we're not using it after this, you know? And give it leftovers, Phantom Force stall for the healing. That's a joke. We don't want to use leftovers on this. You know, we should also look at the next trainer, because I'm thinking now, like, okay, now that we know in theory who our team is, right? If we use Arcanine, beat Cryogonal, beat Sigilif, it baits in Electivire next for Focus Blast, which is free to Sneasler, which then baits in Beartic for Crash, which might then be a free swap to Arcanine? Or is it? I don't actually know. Because yeah, Sneasler comes in on Blast, KOs. Hashtag Sneasler on Blast. Although Electivire... Because in this world, Dragapult could come in on Blast, right? Which baits Weather Ball into her Shifu. Is pretty interesting, but Surging Strikes doesn't kill. I mean, if we went for Life Orb, that's kind of interesting. So I think Urshifu could definitely live a Weather Ball plus the Iron Tail from Togedemaru, and 2 ticks of Life Orb, and 2 ticks of Hail. And then at that point it's Freeze Dry Wall Rain, which... Blizzard, Scald, Freeze Dry. The issue at this point is you kind of want whatever is killing Wall Rain to be on the field against Wall Rain. Which could actually totally just be Life Orb Urshifu. Hold on, let me check. Okay. So, assuming we're Urshifu, and we have Life Orb, 304 minus... So, we come into Togi, we take Critical Hit Iron Tail, and Spikes and Stealth Rocks. I didn't forget about that. That might actually push us a little over the line. Hold on, so we are 1/16th to Rock since we resist. Confirming. I believe fighting resists Rock. Yeah. So, 304 minus, or divided by 16. Comes out to 19, so 304 minus 19, 285, and then 304 divided by 8 comes out to 38. So we then lose 38 on switch-in, and then we also lose 81 to Iron Tail critical hit max roll, minus 81. And then we lose 30. And then next trainer, we said we would be swapping it on Weather Ball. So critical hit max roll Weather Ball is 87. Down to 49 minus 304 divided by 16 is 19. 30. Yeah. We wouldn't be able to kill Electivire on Fort. I mean, okay. So Sneasler comes in and kills Electivire. Right? Yeah. Or wait. Yeah. So it'd be Focus Blast. In theory, it's Sneasler. Oh no, because if we did this line, it would be Urshifu coming in before Baratic's dead, so then Baratic would come in. Yeah, that doesn't work. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, no, I don't know if that's actually a safe swap into Arc 9. 48. 25. Plus 4 turns of Hail, which 6, 12, 18, 24. I feel like he should live it, shouldn't he? Hold on. Because it's kill, 2 turns on Sigilyph, 2 turns on Baratic. That's why it's 5 turns total, which is too much. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, let's assume 273 divided by 4 comes out to 68.25, so 68. 273 plus 68 comes out to 341. The nice thing is that Stone Edge always procs Citrus. Minus 165. Yeah, so we always live 2 max roll Stone Edges. It's a question of if we ever get crit. And even then, it's only an issue of if we get no Stealth Rocks turn 1, into Stone Edge, into crit. That's where we come into a problem. And even then, actually, let's assume that happens. And we lose Electros. Is there a way to recover this? Stealth rocks are currently up. It hasn't lost any stats. It's like, yeah, I just can't imagine, because none of these guys have pivoting moves. Because Gothitelle is never going to come in against Dragapult, but none of our other guys have a way to, like, bait in Gothitelle and then get Pult in. God, it is really unfortunate that Dragonite does slightly more damage than Gothitelle. I genuinely might consider giving Dragonite, like, Shed Shell to be able to... Well, no, because then we're just baiting Psychic into Dragapult, which it absolutely cannot take. Or Hypnosis. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Do we just have to take a risk? Because the nice thing about Kabutops is if we get hit by Stone Edge turn 1 and it doesn't crit, we don't show Stone Edge a kill on the second turn. So the odds of it clicking it again aren't actually even that high. There's a chance it could go for Metal Sound. There's like probably a 70% chance it goes for Stealth Rocks. Like, let's boot up the Silcock and take a look. Also, is our Electros is 91. So, Kabutops versus Electros. First turn out. So at least the odds of it clicking Liquidation are incredibly low. 141, yeah, because of port priority. Which is good. Okay, so it's... If it's 2.5%, that's... So 2.5... Or no, it's... $100 divided by 2.5 is 40. So 1 in 40 times 1 in 8. 1 in 320. For it to Stone Edge turn 1 and crit. I think... I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I'm in love with the line, but I think I might just have to write it down. I think I just need to write it down and hope for the best. Hey. Like, not hope for the best, but say, like, maybe we revisit it later. I'd show it to Hannah, see if I can get her opinion on these. I might call stream at 3 hours. My tooth is starting to flare up a little bit. And that's unpleasant. So here, let's write this down. What notes do I even put here? I think it's mostly just items, right? No moves need to be taught. It says Brick Break to Sneasler. Teach Snee B Break. Yeah, that's kind of it. Equip Ely with citrus berry. Equip Snee with black belt. Equip Drag. No, sorry, not Drag, it's Pult. Because we also have Dragonite on this team. Equip Pult with Choice Band. Equip Ursh with Mystic Water. Equip Drag with Ow, why did I tap the side of my face? Why did I tap the side of my face? With also citrus berry. Equip Arca with Choice Scarf. Open with Ely. Use 2-hit KO with S Wave. Swap to Goth. Sack to Pult. OHKO with F4 or P Force. Swap to a C. Yeah, a C. OHKO with P Force. Swap to... I'll assume swap to... No, it's not swap to Wish and Mist scenarios. WHIS. Whis. Because Whisker. Swap to Drag. Use the Wing Beat. Use the Meteor. KO with E-Speed. For funsies, mix it up. Swap to Toge. Swap to Ursh. 3-hit KO with S Strikes. Opens Cryo. Open with Snee. OHKO with B Break. Swap to Bear. Swap to Arca. Use, or sorry, no. OHKO with F Blitz. Swap to Sigi. 2-hit KO with F Blitz. Swap to Elec. Swap to Snee. OHKO with Combat. Swap to Waller. OHKO with Combat. Maybe. This has been arduous. I'm not a fan of these calcs. I'm probably gonna go back and revise these. They're theoretically functional. They should carry me through the fights, but I just don't like them a lot. And I kind of want to see if I can, like, giving myself a little more time, can figure something else out instead. Or find someone else who can help me. Because I'm having a hard time. Anyways, folks. I'm going to raid you all off to Laziman, who is currently streaming Slay the Spire 2. So, sending y'all off Dro's way. Thanks for hanging out. Kind of a slow one. I mean, they've all been slow ones. They're calc streams. I'm honestly, even if we don't finish all of our calcs, I think I might just next stream do the first 2 fights. because those are ones that are relatively easy and don't require any investment. Just get them out of the way, you know, so that way, you know, I don't know, just to feel like we've made some progress, because I feel confident enough in those. But we'll see. I'm also gonna probably come back to this, but I think it's kind of good to move on, calc the next 2 fights, see what we're seeing, and then come back to revise these in a bit. But that's then, and this is now, and I'm tired, and my tooth hurts. So, until then, folks, thank you so much for joining us. I have been April, she has been May, you have all been incredible, and I will catch you all in the next one. Go say hi to Dro for me. Have a good day, folks. Sending out raid. And calling straight.